Another offer we had most recently, last weekend actually, communism will win. We had them with 2466, which, if I recall correctly, I mean, yeah, that's the the people fighting Charizard. Yeah. So this, we will see the name pop quite often, I see, looking at all the works that they have. Okay, you wrote Pomegarrote. Not Pomegranate, but Pomegarrote. What the fuck is all this? I assume this just lead to the corresponding SCPs, but I'm not, that's the first time that I see, there's a lot of times where people, a log mentioned on SCP, right? But it's the first time that every single SCP that gets extra mention also have. Actually, is it the first time? I'm trying to think of all the times other. I don't think so. I don't think every SCP that gets mentioned has the red text, right? So it's really interesting that there's just leads you to every single one of them. It's like, hey, yeah, go check them out. Just seems like a nice gesture, you know? To immediately be go. What was it called again? Pomegarrote. Object class Euclid. Special containment procedures. SB2486 is stored in the standard logbox at site 73. -A are housed at site 17 or the other sites as necessary for testing procedures. Generalized inter-anomaly testing with SB2486 has been approved as of 2016 5th. SB2486 itself may not be used on Foundation personnel or anomalous items. See addendum for further information. Subject should be sedated prior to strangulation. Subject should be sedated prior to strangulation with SB2486. Strangulation? Description. SCP-2486 is a 1.8 meter length of monofilament fishing line. When SCP-2486 is used to strangle a human being, the subject will reanimate 4 seconds after death, recovering from any internal and external injuries incurred during the strangulations. Subjects that reanimate this way are designated -A. Repeated application of SCP-2486 continues to affect subjects in this manner, but imparts no other anomalous properties. -A exhibit no unusual behavior apart from an intense fondness for the consumption of pomegranates. And a garrote is something that you use to choke. That's where it probably comes from. Sorry. Silver wants some chocolate. There we go. Pomegranates. Juice into the bloodstream. Left unchecked, most -A will develop a psychological tendency on pomegranates. Subjective assessment and description of -A frequently incorporate imagery related to pomegranates. Additionally, individuals experiencing severe delusions or hallucinations may perceive -A as a very large pomegranate. Show excerpts from experiment log C3. For this experiment, 5 volunteers were shown camera footage of D022 and asked to describe him. SB2486 was then used to strangle D022, and then volunteers were then asked to reassess him. Prior to strangulation, seems like the kind of guy who had a hard life. I've seen that there before. Tall, long brown hair, some tattoos, mid-50s, probably has to use the bathroom. He looks like an asshole. He'd kill you as soon as you look at you. He looks like he's anxious about something. The facial tics suggest long-term use of antipsychotics, right? I remember hearing that somewhere. Looks like he needs to piss. After strangulation, if you worked hard, I bet you could find the seeds of his hardship, and there would be a lot of them. His eyes are kind of red. Tall, long brown hair, some tattoos, mid-50s, full of juice. He still looks like an asshole. Seems like he has a sour demeanor. Still been on the antipsychotics for a while. If you squeeze him, piss will come gushing out. If you squeeze him, piss. Don't squeeze me, the piss! The piss, I tell you! Addendum A have been found to be affected by several anomalous objects in an unusual fashion. with the approval of 057-A have been incorporated into a scheduled testing of several contained anomalies. As the observed risk of dangerous cross-contamination is low, below is a list of anomalous items with which -A have been found to interact abnormally. So we have SCP-1724. 1724 returned to a score of 001 when used on -A or 080, then produced the phrase, "That can't be right." -80 experienced no deleterious effects. SB-1724 remained non-functional for 4 days thereafter. SB-978, 5 instances of -A were photographed with SB-978 in their cells. 2 were shown consuming pomegranate seeds in their cells. A third was shown asleep. A fourth was shown using a knife to slit his throat, with pomegranate seeds spilling out and falling onto a recreation of Leonardo da Vinci's Vitruvian Man, also composed of pomegranate seeds. A fifth was shown reuniting with friends and families while consuming a whole pomegranate. SB-2221, footnote. That was accidental. Screening of incoming D-class personnel failed to identify D-119 as a member of -A 221A prior to SB-2486 exposure. After exposure to SB-2486, the subjects preferred religious imagery, incorporated pomegranates where it would otherwise incorporate nooses. Copies of SCP-2221 found at least 3 days after this exposure were found to contain additional clause 218. You agree that under no circumstance will worship, prayer, obeisance, sacrifice, oaths, requests for guidance, and or intervention, or any other invocations of divinity directed at any deity or deities listed in Appendix H7 contain pomegranates or pomegranate products. Following the addition of this clause, -A instance did not incorporate pomegranates into religious imagery. SB-228, an instance of -A was shown SB-228, which was then photographed. The result is available here. God damn. SCP-1528. SCP-1528 was applied to -A-213, who has no visual abnormalities. Subjects who observed -A-213 frequently made direct comparison to pomegranates when providing description of anything. All professed great fondness for pomegranates, though several who disliked pomegranates were visibly uncomfortable while consuming them. SCP-1379, in addition to the typical effects of insulting SCP-1379, the subject coughed up pomegranate juice for 13 minutes afterwards. SCP-832, a subject exposed to both SCP-832 and SCP-2486 described the value of a pomegranate as impossible to quantify. Stalking companies that have substantial financial interest in pomegranate farming or pomegranate products were described similarly. The subject attempted unsuccessful to disregard all pomegranates in its field of vision. SCP-158, when used on -A81, SCP-158 extracted a pomegranate instead of the typical substance. This had the usual effect of eliminating higher brain functions in these subjects. When SCP-158 was used to insert a different pomegranate into -A81, the subject would recover fully, using SCP-2486 to strangle an individual already subject to SCP-158, then using SCP-158 to insert a pomegranate failed to return brain function to the subject. It's been a while since I read some of, especially anything below like 500 is like such a long time ago. So I can see why he put the chance to read them here as well. It's like, hey, if you're curious what they're all about, so this makes a little bit more sense. You can check him out right here. Do I look like a pomegranate to you? Well, funny thing is, I got strangled just a moment ago. Interestingly, was only dead for 4 seconds. Well, don't ask me if my blood is juice. I'm pretty sure it's not. I'm pretty sure it's not juice. Or is it? I'm not interested in any hunky boys. Or am I? If you guys know which scene that I'm referencing, say in the comments you know which movie that's from, and you get a gold star. You get a gold star.